Hey guys, welcome back to the final commentary for Kamen Rider Kabuto.
I'm so excited.
Alan's dying, and Kabuto took everything out of him. The last stretch of episodes are a garbage heap. I'll admit it.
Oh man, but some of those scenes in the last episode where were relatively better compared to everything else. Like when he just falls off the building.
They ended on a really strong note. They ended on a really, really strong note. So, where we left off is we had just met this guy who was a caretaker for small children, Tachikawa. And he turns out to be a worm. And
not just any worm.
He's not just any worm. He's a special type of worm called a native, which is like the good guy worms, where all the worms we've seen up until now were the bad guy worms. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
And then they
have to protect him or something.
Yeah. Then we start going down the list of like exec worms that are getting killed. Then we get like the super worms that show up who all have like stupid like super abilities.
Amazing powers.
Like
they start off with the best one.
I know it's too bad.
It sucks. They start off with...
They start off with the guy who can stop time in a world where everybody can only slow it down.
And his first scene where he shows up is actually really cool.
He just beats the shit out of fucking Kagami.
I'm talking about where he does the Dio thing where he just makes things suddenly explode and everyone's looking around like, what the fuck is going on? And then he starts flash stepping around everyone, and then he flash steps back to his crew and they're walking towards them. Like, he had stopped time to appear in random spots around them, then goes back into formation to menacingly walk toward the heroes.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that he gets beaten real easy. Like this, it's like Tendo's like, I fought him once, now I can beat him.
I've seen through your trick. And it's like, what trick, Tendo? What trick is he using to stop time? Because, alright, so the scene that happens is he's walking menacingly, and he says something to attack. Like, he says, whatever.
I'll murder you!
I'll murder you, something like that. And without even worming out, in his human form, he just pulls out his cane and starts beating the shit out of Kagami. He is whooping his ass.
And Tendo's like, I've seen through
No. And then Tendo shows up, and then they fight, and Tendo goes into hyper form, and then he hyper clocks up to like move faster than clock up speeds, and then the worm just holds out his hand and closes his fist. And he one-shots Tendo, and as he's walking away, as Tendo falls off the bridge, the worm walks away and goes, "Time only moves for me." And it's such a good scene, and unfortunately, by the next time we really like he fights he does fight the Hell brothers.
Yeah.
Plus Tsurugi, because Tsurugi's a Hell brother right now.
Yeah, he gets to be a Hell Brother for like 2 episodes.
Yeah, so Tsurugi, after Tsurugi gets like rejected by Misaki because he's got like a huge crush on her now or whatever, he becomes super depressed, and then he meets up with Yagaruma and Kageyama, the edgy Hopper Bros, and they're just like, join us in the darkness or whatever. And he's just like, that's a good idea. I'm the man who will stand atop it being fallen through the darkness, or whatever he said.
And then Yaguruma's like, man, this really killing our vibe.
This is really killing our vibe. So they're walking down the street, like, alright, so Yaguruma and Kageyama are wearing their Hot Topic edgy middle school 2000s outfits.
I don't believe you can get a single article of any of that clothing at Hot Topic. They're too far past Hot Topic.
Whatever. They definitely look like the kids that hung out in the courtyard in middle school / high school in the mid 2000s.
I never would have talked to those kids if they were at my high school.
It's okay, I did. I talked to them for us in the past. So, and then Tsurugi is wearing a dapper suit and a top hat. And that's his idea of falling into darkness, dressing up like fucking Dr. Jekyll.
The worst part is he's bought a magician's outfit, so he has all sorts of magical tricks and wonder in his costume.
So they're walking down the road as the Triple Hell Bros, and they walk by Dio Brando Worm, who's just sitting there for like no reason. And
no, they're going to town to get the fucking the tofu. They're going to town to get tofu, and the worm is like, "This is my territory." And then Yaguruma's like, "We're just gonna have to show you what hell is." And then they fight.
No, you're forgetting Tsurugi's best line, where he just turns around and he goes, "Go to hell," in English.
He's so good.
Oh, Tsurugi was a gift.
Tsurugi is best character in Kabuto.
Tsurugi is a gift. So then they fight, and then Dio Brando Worm does the time stop thing and makes all of their finishers they're about to close in on him with all their finishers, and then he just stops time and lets them all hit each other.
This is what breaks up this new trio back down to a duo.
It breaks up the Triple Hell Bros and makes it so Tsurugi doesn't fall to darkness.
And Tendo gives Tsurugi a talk about how even though he's looking at Mizaki, he's not seeing Mizaki.
Yes, he sees his. He needs it spelled out that he only sees his dead One-san within Misaki.
Yeah, and then he learns his lesson, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go back to just being me."
And he's like, "I'm gonna be better." And then Kabuto goes and fights Dio Brando Worm again, and then he's just like, "I've seen through your tricks." And then he hyperclocks up, summons his big toy sword, and shoots a giant. Oh no! He says, he's like, "It doesn't matter if you stop time and repel my attack." And then, like, because he shoots a giant like orb, like Rider shooting, and then like when the time stop is over, the orb breaks apart into homing lasers, and then stuns the worm long enough for Kabuto to shoot off his maximum hyper fuck off laser.
Yeah, and then it's like immediately in the next episode, that guy gets reincarnated with a different power. He arguably gets downgraded every time he reincarnates.
Oh no, it's not arguably, he definitely downgrades.
His new power is the ability just to absorb energy.
And copy the techniques that are used against him. Like, it starts off with copying rider cutting. Kagami hits him with rider cutting, I think. Yeah. And he counters it.
And then he gets slashing, and those are the only two he uses.
No, rider sting. Remember,
no, he uses rider kick. He uses sting. Yeah,
he definitely uses sting because that's how Kageyama gets wrecked, and then that's why Yaguruma shows up at that one part.
No, when he's fighting because he's fighting Kagami and Kageyama.
Oh yeah.
He stings Kagami and scissors Kageyama.
Yeah. Yeah, they both try to do their double Hisatsu on him, and then he just absorbs both of them. But he can't absorb a triple Hisatsu. Can't absorb 3.
Yeah, and then we get the
because so that and with that scene is it's one of my favorite scenes because it's Kagami has to hold the line. He has to keep this executive mega worm busy while Kabuto goes to the ends of time and space to save Hiyori, because that's where she is. She's at the ends of time and space with Dark Tendo, with Yami Tendo.
He had to travel through an eclipse that could only be seen from a specific building window, otherwise it doesn't exist.
You know, it exists all over Japan, obviously.
No, it doesn't.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. They could have made
so to explain everything that we just said. To get to the end of space time, you need to travel through a fucking eclipse. And then there's a scene where Tendo gets a call from his subordinate who tells him that an eclipse is happening. And when the camera cuts back to Kabuto, it's Kabuto, Kagami, and the sun sitting between them, not eclipsed. And it's so dumb.
Again, it literally doesn't matter because this is all just a train wreck.
And then he he doesn't need to. He doesn't beat up Dark Tendo the second time. He just gets Hiyori and leaves.
Yeah, he just gets Hiyori and they get on his motorcycle and they fuck off back to not the end of time and space. And while this is happening, Kagami is getting the shit kicked out of him by Reflector Worm.
Yeah, and then Tendo's like, I gotta go save the world, and Hiyori's like, yeah, you go do that, champ. And then she gets punched by a...
Dark Tendo.
Yeah.
Because Dark Tendo does the whole, if I can't have you, no one can.
And then they do a triple rider kick.
So it's the scene is Kagami is getting his ass kicked. And the worm is mocking him like, Kabuto's not going to come and help you because he doesn't give a shit about you.
And then Kabuto shows up.
And then Kabuto shows up like right after that. And he's just like, and then the worm is just like, so this is the bonds you were talking about. How stupid. And then Yaguruma walks in from off screen. He's just like, so I heard you kicked my little
I heard you
ass.
made my little brother cry.
I heard you laughed at my little brother. Yeah. and then he henshins. And then Kabuto's just like, we'll attack together. So they do a triple rider kick into the Reflector Worm. And he can't handle all the rider kick energy. So he gets stunned long enough for Kabuto to pull out his maximum hyper fuck-off laser.
Yeah, and then this time he gets reincarnated into two people with no powers!
With no special powers. To be fair, I don't think they get a chance to show off their special powers because of what happens with them.
Anyway, Tsurugi goes on a date with Misaki, then he finds out that he's actually a worm. Questions Gia about it. Gia says, bitch, I didn't want your family to die. And then
I just facilitated the lie. It's all good, right, baby?
And then Tsurugi fucking fights the two brothers and then injects them with poison, which controls them.
Yeah.
And then
he still needed to do the whole Poison Rider kick thing from Key Ranger. If only.
Don't worry, we got it.
Yeah, it exists in a completely other tokusatsu.
Then Tendo and Tsurugi fight, and then Misaki's like, no, and
man, you really do want to get through this. You're just like, whatever. I just don't even give a shit.
And then the brothers die, and then the fucking Hell Brothers fucking beat up a bunch of worms and get beat up in return.
We haven't even talked about the plot, the story.
That was the story.
No, there's more story. We're missing out on the whole natives actually being behind Zect. And we didn't even talk about the Red Shoes.
No, evil monster is evil.
The evil monsters are evil, and they're actually controlling the government. No. Don't forget the red shoes.
Now they start selling. They're not selling. They're fucking handing out fucking necklaces that can detect worms.
We also didn't even talk about Tadakoro being a worm and Kagami being like, I don't trust you, and then I do trust you.
And Tendo's going around blowing up the fucking necklace stands. Because everybody knows that if they have the worm detecting necklaces, that they'll find out about Hiyori.
No, it's not that. He immediately knew that the worm detecting necklaces weren't just that, and he knew from the beginning that they would not turn people into worms necessarily, maybe, but he was just like, yeah, these things were definitely going to be part of a heinous plot.
Until he actually finds out about the heinous plot, his reason for the necklaces is, I don't like them.
Yeah, well, that's the reason he gives Kagami.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't believe for a second that he knew what they did. Up until around the time that he finger quote died.
No. I'm not saying that he knew what they did. I'm just saying he knew that they weren't benign.
So then, Tendo
the best part about this,
have a fight.
Wait. I want to talk about this. This is so dumb. This is the stupidest thing. Because Tendo's doing this, and Kagami is just like, Tendo, why are you doing this? And Tendo just goes, I don't like them. So they fight for a second, and then Kagami and Tendo are the only riders there. So they enter Clock Up, and then Kagami goes, Tendo, we're in Clock Up. No one can hear me, or hear us talking. Why are you doing this?
And that's when he says the phrase, I just don't like it.
And Tendo just goes, I just don't like it. I'm just like, no, Tendo, no!
And then later, Tendo and Kagami fight, and a bunch of debris just falls
crushes Kabuto. He doesn't, he can't even...
At first I was like, man, it's too bad everybody forgets that these people can slow down time! And then, because I thought that Tendo ran away, but no, he's actually under the rubble. Man, it's too bad Tendo forgot that he can slow down time!
Yeah, they progressive, like, over the last stretch of episodes, they just use Clock Up less and less, because Clock Up is like the Flash. It's only as fast and lasts as long as the story needs it to.
And then Tendo pops out of the rubble and goes like, "Okay, let's go fucking finish a boss."
Yeah, let's go.
Kagami receives a letter
from Tendo that says, "Oh, the worm's evil plan is to turn everyone wearing these necklaces, which, by the way, is all of Japan or whatever, into natives."
They have initiated martial law in that anybody who doesn't wear a necklace will be arrested immediately.
Yeah, because it can only be assumed they're a Warmu.
So they show up to fight Dark Tendo shows up and fights
Tendo.
I wasn't going to even talk about that fight. It's not even anything.
Oh.
He shows up and fights what's his name?
Mishima?
Mishima, because Mishima is turned into a native also.
Goro-chan?
My Goro-chan is turned into a monster.
A hideous monster that doesn't belong.
He's the strongest of them all, though. That's all that matters.
Yep.
And he beats the shit out of Dark Tendo and kidnaps him. And they use him as a receptacle to fucking
turn everyone into worms.
Yeah, that and a giant red meteor. And then Kagami shows up to fight, or to
save the world.
Yeah, save the world. He shows up to save the world. In the middle, he almost dies doing this too. It's the best. He gets stabbed 3 times in the chest,
like pierced through his armor. And then he dehensions. Like, riders have taken less damage and dehension.
Tendo shows up.
Remember what was it? Fies, the belts and Fies, like, they had those broken locks. They get pushed over hard enough. Those belts flew across the room.
They had too many springs in them.
But Kagami takes 3 fucking spears.
3 mortal blows!
And he's up and henshining, fighting again 2 seconds later.
Tendo shows up, gets his ass kicked, then he dehensions, and then they both get up and No, Tendo doesn't dehenshin, he just gets up to fight again, and Kagami rehenshins.
Yeah, so what's really cool about this is that, the Hyperzector's big dumb toy sword thing, the Hyper Mega Sword thing, cannot cut through Mishima's armor, but Gatak's calibers can.
And after they beat Mishima on the planet, the building's blowing up. We gotta save Dark Tendo! No, we don't have time!
It's like,
you guys can slow down time!
We don't have time.
The facts that they can utter the phrase "we don't have time" in the fucking Kabuto verse is stupid as shit.
Remember that time Tendo ran across town in the clock up speed to save Hiyori?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Tendo, apparently.
No, it's like
it's even worse. Remember, Tendo can move through time with the Hyperzector.
Yeah.
It's not just we don't have time.
Tendo, you can literally rider kick somebody an infinite amount of times in a single second, but no,
no. Not only is the phrase "we don't have time" utterly ridiculous in a series where people can routinely slow down time, Tendo very specifically has done this before. Go back in time! He did it to save Kagami! Yeah, the last episode did give us Tendo on top of the radio tower, telling everyone.
Oh yeah. When Kagami was dying in the corner of a room,
and then he's holding a rose and he's doing like his grandmother said this lines, and he throws the rose onto like a meteorite thingo that they're using to do the stupid native bomb wave whatever transforming bullshit, and then it explodes. Like, okay, Dante.
So then Dark Tendo sacrifices himself
to kill the president.
Because he survives the explosion, runs out of the fire, grabs the evil leader of the natives, and then runs back into the fire. Ugh.
I also want to mention that the only reason Kagami went to go fight Mishima was because Mishima tried to have Kagami's dad killed.
Yeah, that's when he knew something was super suspect.
Yeah, he's like, try to have
then he got the letter.
Try to have me kill Tendo? Yeah, that's par for the course. Try to kill my dad? That's where we have a problem.
Oh man. And then we get cut to like time later where everybody's moved on with their lives.
Oh, don't forget fucking Drake walking into the cafe like, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, like, you didn't do anything.
You get the fuck out of here, sir.
It's like, hey guys, I'm here to help save the day. You did nothing. Like, my job here is done. You did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. You contributed in no way to this series.
In the end, fucking Tadakoro is now a delivery boy for
his Soba family run
for the
shop.
Soba family shop. Hiyori, I think she owns the restaurant that they've been frequenting now.
Yeah, she runs it or whatever.
Yeah, Kagami is a police officer now.
Regular old police officer.
Yes. And Tendo's in France.
Tendo is in France telling people about his legendary legend.
Yeah, everybody, but people in France already know about that, though. He doesn't need.
All right.
Oh man, this was this went from like, oh hey, there's a little like this went from like, this entire show went from like, oh, that little campfire that just sits in the corner of your camp that just burns a little too hot that you don't want to be next to. It's slightly uncomfortable, to like this white hot dumpster fire.
That's an odd analogy. I still love Kabuto because it's so absurd. Unfortunately, the last like 10 to 15 episodes are a fucking dumpster fire that melts steel beams. They melted. They're the cause of the fucking Twin Towers. They melted those steel beams.
Oh man, fucking
Alan was suffering the whole time.
I was dead. I just wanted the show to be over.
It's fine. I was also like suffering because like the last stretch of the show, while it has a couple of moments that I really particularly enjoy, like the triple rider kick and like everything Kagami does, the story just kind of explodes in on itself. Not even implodes. It explodes in a violent, deadly fire. Like, the only good part about the last stretch of episodes is the ending to Tsurugi's arc, where he decides to, like, after he realizes he's a worm, he's just like, I will become the worm atop worms, instead of I'm gonna be the one to kill all the worms. So he gathers them all to, like, form up his army, and then he just has all the riders kill all the worms, and then has Tendo kill him, sacrificing himself to murder a bunch of fucking worms, even though he didn't really need to die, but whatever. It was still emotional. I'll miss Tsurugi. He should have been in the movie, not Drake. That cardboard cutout.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were going to talk about the movie.
Yeah, we got to talk about the movie.
Godspeed
Love.
The movie is double dumb.
The movie is extra dumb. It's sort of like the Fies movie, but worse. Like, way worse.
It's a post-apocalyptic world where the monsters are in charge.
Sort of, kind of in charge.
And
it's not the problem with it is it's not even clear. Like, the thing was, the worm meteorite, like, blew up all the oceans or something, and now there's no water anywhere. Alright, so the problem is that there's Zect, and then there's Neo-Zect. And Neo-Zect defected from Zect because they didn't like being told what to do. Or something. They don't elaborate on it. They don't give them a reason why Neo-Zect is fighting against Zect. Like, at all. There's literally zero reasons.
Oh,
literally zero.
It's
literally zero.
Whatchamacallit?
Whatever you're about to say is no. There's no good reason.
It's because fucking Zect instates martial law. No, you shut up. People always get butthurt when military organizations start martial law.
I would give any government like, in a post-apocalyptic world, it's just like, we have all the resources. And it's like, alright, if they had said, even with martial law, if they had said any, beyond martial law, if they had said Zect, like, I don't know, murdered babies in their spare time, I'd believe it. I would 100% believe the government would murder babies in their spare time. If they'd said Zect, like, sacrifices people for, like, hardcore, like, these people get to live, these people have to die for the sake of, survival. If, I don't know, some other bullshit. Like, anything. I would have taken anything over, I don't like being told what to do. Which was essentially their reasoning. No wonder that bitch fucking defects from Neo-Zect back to Zect to sell them all out.
No, she was a spy all along.
What fucking ever? I don't care. The only good parts about the movie is, like, everything Kagami does.
So the
and Tendo. Everything
the
Tendo does.
stupidest thing about this movie, up until
I know
the part that I yelled at the most, until the movie revealed that was all a ruse, and it got me, was the plan for Zect to use a space station to blow up a meteor,
a comet,
whatever, into water, and then take the water and bring it back down to Earth. I had so many problems with this plan up until they enacted the plan, and it turned out that it was all a ruse to summon more monsters. Oh man.
Yeah,
they got me on that one. Darn it.
Hey, let's be fair. If your options were don't try to summon a comet using Clock Up, which I don't know how Clock Up is magic now, because no, first I'll get into this.
My favorite part is while they're trying to stop this next thing that Scott's gonna explain happens, and I'm just pointing at the screen, screaming at it.
Okay, so somehow Clock Up is able to open up a rift in dimensions to summon the comet. It's a giant Clock Up machine. Oh,
I thought you were going to talk about the.
I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Oh boy!
I like how you're prefacing this stupid thing with the ripping open the hole in the dimension, the space.
Because this second thing is extra stupid. Like it's like Clock Up it can rip open dimensions. First of all, that's not how
They did it in the TV show first.
No.
Remember when they had to go to the end of space-time?
No, that was specifically caused by the Hyperzector. The Hyperzector caused that. Which specifically had the ability to move through time and space. It specifically has that ability.
Except for when Dark Tendo and Hiyori did it.
Well, I mean, Hiyori was, magic fucking space princess who can... I don't know, okay? That was stupid as well. I'll say it.
It's just as dumb in the TV show as it is in the movie.
Okay, so this other thing. Okay, here we go. So, to preface this, Tendo, Kagami,
and this movie bitch.
And this movie writer asshole. They go up the ladder of heaven, which is going to be the giant tube with which they will take the ice from the comet. This is the lie that they said. The lie that they said was that they'll break the comet in space and then take all the ice water and then drag it through this giant fucking steel tube, this giant mega tower that goes up and past the stratosphere, to bring the water down to Earth to refill the oceans.
Yeah, Kagami and the movie guy take an elevator while Tendo drives his motorcycle up the tube.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. Anyway, so Tendo starts fighting the guy while Kagami
is trying to stop it.
Is trying to fuck off. Whatever.
He's trying to computer his way to stopping the plan.
No. That's not until...
No, he's trying to stop it.
I forget what I don't know. Kagami has to, triple cross everyone, and then he just decides to work with Tendo in the end. It doesn't matter. I don't remember. It doesn't fucking matter, because what fucking kills me here is that they blow open a hole in the space station that they're in space, that they are in right now.
Yes.
Above the atmosphere. Okay, beyond the realms of Earth's gravitational pull.
They're in orbiting range.
They are in orbit, in space, not on Earth, zero gravity. Very specifically zero gravity. So decompression happens, and they fly out the airlock, and they start fight, and they start like grabbing onto pieces of the space station so they don't fly off into the empty void of space. And then they press the clock up button, and suddenly gravity happens. And I am so mad!
I wouldn't have had a problem with it if they hadn't, as soon as they clocked up, fell straight down. If they had clocked up and like gotten up and then started, I would have been like, you know what? They're going so fast that the anti-gravity doesn't have time to push them away from the space station or whatever. But then
I don't think that's how that works, considering like reactionary forces.
Reactionary forces are also subject to time, whatever. But then the part where they just fall down,
just instant clock up becomes gravity. That's what happens. And as someone who very much knows about things like that,
for people who experience it on a day-to-day basis,
for people who know any amount of science more than none at all. So it's like I am someone who has a big problem when things don't like mesh with like what was it we were watching, and I complained about black holes not working like that. We were watching something and a black hole happened. It wasn't a writer series, was it?
No, wait.
We were watching, it was something, and I'm like, that doesn't work like that. And I was super upset that it didn't work like how it was supposed to.
It wasn't Q Ranger. You weren't there for any of the black hole episodes in Q Ranger.
Oh. I'm sure I would have been upset anyway.
I feel like we've only been watching Kamen Rider, so it had to be a Kamen Rider show.
Let's see. It couldn't have possibly been Agito. What was the? It wasn't Blade. It wasn't. I don't think it was Ryuki.
Ryuki didn't have black holes. I'm confident Ryuki didn't have black holes.
What came after Ryuki?
After Ryuki was
Blade?
No, not Blade. It was Fize, and then after Fize was Blade.
Okay, so what was the one before Ryuki?
The one before Ryuki was
Agito. Okay, then it couldn't have been a writer series because it had to have been something. It definitely wasn't Fize because I would have.
I don't remember anything else that we've watched recently. But anyway, so fucking
yeah.
They fall back down to Earth from from orbit. Except for Kagami. Kagami took the elevator.
Yeah. Tendo and this asshole fall from orbit, and Tendo survives because he has a motorcycle, and the other guy doesn't survive because he doesn't have a motorcycle. And then Kagami just takes the elevator back down.
Then there's the only good thing about this movie is the fucking side plot where Kagami is fucking wanting to
propose to
Hiyori, and then he does, and they get married, and then
she dies.
It's like, Tendo, what's your problem? And he goes, oh, I'm her older brother. It's like, oh, well, it's whatever. And then she dies, and it's supposed to be really sad.
It's supposed to be really sad, but like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. It means nothing. Especially means nothing.
Then they clock up and run back up the fucking water, the straw, the giant straw that they had.
The giant space straw.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, they clock up, and they make it up to orbit in like 10 seconds, thanks to clock up.
Then they fight this golden beetle asshole who has the hyperzector.
And he has like the rose. He does like a rose thing. Like he's talking about roses all the time. Something about a rose.
Yeah, and then he scatters a bunch of rose petals, and they do the clock up, and they're fighting with the thing that's supposed to be going really slow around them.
It's really nice. It was cool. I liked that fight scene.
Yeah, and like right as the guy's about to rider kick Tendo out of existence, Kagami fucking bear hugs him and goes, "Tendo now!"
He doesn't just bear hug the guy. He tanks the rider kick, the hyper kick for Tendo. He remembers Hiyori's dying words about how she was so happy to meet Kagami, and Kagami just goes, "Ah!" and he just tanks the hyper kick and doesn't die.
Then he bear hugs the guy, Tendo gets the hyperzector, and then they beat him up.
They push him out into the void of space.
Then Tendo puts Kagami on an escape pod, and as the escape pod's floating through space, it turns, and then the guy's attached to it, and it's like, how? How did he do it?
Gravity from clock up.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Clock up happened.
And then he breaks the window and murders Kagami. But then it's all right because Tendo goes back in time to save someone's life.
Yeah, he goes back in time to save someone's life, and then he goes back in time to ruin other people's lives.
He fucking. Then he does the worst conceivable thing ever. You know, Rather than save a world, he just decides to blight another.
No. So what happens is he goes up to the giant worm meteor, because that's the evil plan ends up being they didn't summon a comet from another dimension. They summoned a giant worm-filled meteor from another dimension, end of times, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. So Tendo goes up to it in his hyper form, and he goes back in time and then shoves the new meteor in front of the old meteor that hit Earth 7 years prior that would fuck up everything. So it broke up into littler pieces, and then those pieces hit Earth. And it's like it. The problem here is it was supposed to be like a time loop. Like, if those meteor fragments from the big dumb worm thing would carry the worm for the show, or maybe not a time loop, but like an alternate reality.
I like how you throw out the phrase "supposed to be" when there's literally a metric shit ton of evidence that goes against this claim.
That's why it's not that, and it was supposed to be that, but it's not. See, it would have been better if it was. That's why I say supposed to.
No,
that's my shorthand.
Then I don't get the end where like I get to believe that there's another better Kamen Rider Kabuto show out there.
No. See, I agreed with you. That's the universe with Hyper Attack.
So fucking Tendo is now back in time. He's kickstarted the fucking worm meteor events from
only by virtue of protecting the Earth from a meteor with a bigger meteor.
And then
he gives his younger self a rider belt.
And then his younger self fucking lifts a fucking cement column that's on top of him. It's a really strong kid. And the kid, like, then he saves Hiyori
as kids. So now they've met as kids already.
Yeah. So like instead of in the show when Tendo is like walking around after the meteor fall, and he sees the parents, and then he finds Hiyori. Instead, he's trapped under some rubble, like right in front of Hiyori, and then he lifts the fucking. He then gets the belt from Tendo in the future, who disappears into the ether,
and they all live happily ever after.
Yeah, and there's this. On the corner of the screen when Tendo brings the meteor back, it explicitly subtitled "Another Time."
Yeah, I would have felt way better if it was just a time loop, or well, whatever. If it was just if it was just Dragon Ball Z, that's what I wanted. Just the Dragon Ball Z where Trunks goes back in time and it creates another timeline.
Have you heard about the new Dragon Ball TV show? No. Dragon Ball Heroes, where Goku fights himself.
Didn't they already do that?
Super Saiyan Blue Goku versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
I can't even describe what I feel when I hear that. 'Cause, like, in my head, I'm like, God, this sounds so stupid. And in my heart, I'm like, God, this sounds so stupid. And I still don't know how to feel about it.
So, I'm gonna rate this show a 3 out of 10.
Alright, I'm gonna rate this show, my very unbiased opinion, 10 out of 10. No. Alright. No, alright, so if I'm actually gonna give Kabuto an unbiased rating, it's probably like a 5 out of 10 for me. And this alright. But I will say, if you like yourself a Tendo, then it's probably like a 6 out of 10.
If you like any other character, it's a 3 out of 10.
If you like Kagami, the main character, man, like, I really wish Kabuto, like, on rewatch, I really wish Kabuto was a little bit better. Like, it has, I enjoy Kabuto, I still enjoy Kabuto, like, it's still gonna be my second favorite for right now. Because, like, I still like the crazy over-the-top scenes, I still like the flashiness and all that good stuff. It's like, I like all of it. It hits me on an aesthetic level. But, like, if we're talking, like, narrative-wise, it's got a lot of problems that I'm only catching on this rewatch now that I'm older and wiser and, you know, whatever. Got hair on my testicles and everything.
So there's too many writers.
There's too many problems with it. Like, I understand, like, the groundwork for Kabuto, it could have, like, had, like, it starts off fine, in my opinion. It starts off fine. I know you don't, I know you just don't like the whole thing. You just don't like the whole thing.
But the camera... You say it starts off fine.
Oh, fuck
But
off!
the camera is there, like, episode 4! And it never shows up again!
Alright. That's what I'm saying. It starts off fine, and then they forget about the camera, and it starts. When
we're like 10 episodes deep, and they're like, "Which one's the worm?" for like the 4th time. It's so great.
I don't think "great's" the word you were wanting to use there. Anyway,
I'm using it ironically.
Yeah, ironic is definitely a word for this show. Like. Alright, a big problem with it is that a lot of the time it wants to use Tendo as like this, as like some sort of god among men, but then at other times it wants to like parody that. Like, have you ever seen Sakamoto Desu Ka?
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah. I would have vastly appreciated it more if Tendo was just perfect at everything, but he was super nonchalant about it. Like, he barely noticed how perfect he was. Or, on the other hand, I would have also appreciated it more if they delved into, like, Tendo. Like, early on, they do show Tendo, like, working hard and putting an effort into himself to, like, make sure that he's in tip-top shape and all that stuff.
They drop that shit immediately.
Oh, they drop that shit immediately. They just show, like, him being a god among men. So, I would have appreciated it more if they delved more into that. And also, if they had given him, like, a bit more into his whole cooking deal. Like, if they had made cooking, like, his end, like, this is my end game. Like, I do want to be a chef, but I have to be a writer. Because it's what I've been working towards my whole life. But
I would have liked it if he wasn't perfect, but thought he was perfect. And then the guy, as progressively more people show up, he's just like, oh, I thought I was perfect, but then I met this guy, and then this helped me improve. He could have ended the show perfect. I would have been okay if he had just had progression.
I would have been fine if he started out perfect, as long as they showed like he worked really, really hard before the series to get up all the way up to this level. Like if you think about it in the sense of like he started off as a little kid and then he just worked really hard to be perfect, like to be like amazing god martial arts, cooking, clairvoyance, becoming a priest, all those skills that a little kid would learn. Yeah, I believe it.
I just like to think of like this tiny kid just baptizing people.
Obacha gaiteta. Grandmother said this. God
be gone, evil creature! You don't belong in this world.
Don't worry, my grandmother taught me how to exorcise demons.
What is man but a miserable pile of secrets? Dude, if they just had a huge Symphony of the Night parody for like an episode, it would have been so good.
All we get was a Shokugeki no Soma parody.
Before its time.
Like 8 years before Shokugeki exists.
Oh, man.
They had the first Shokugeki.
Yeah, they did. It was great. Oh, man. Dude, in the latest chapter of Shokugeki no Soma, they turn a Yakuza murder cook into a baby. It's great. Well, guys, we're gonna start Deno. Everything is uphill from here.
This is the part where Alan starts enjoying Rider series again.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
man.
So get ready for a non-stop infinite climax.